Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we are going to try Uber Chic for the first time. At least I am. My order has arrived and it is time to see if the hype was worth it. This is one of brands that I've seen many people rant and rave about for years and have wanted to try. We finally got a moment to purchase some of their products to try. So, oh my goodness, this is so cute. Let's go ahead and dig into this. So, I love this sticker. That's super cute. I didn't know they did that. Nicely packed, lots of bubble wrap. I'm testing the quality of some stamping polishes, gel polishes, and plates. Box is trash. The inside of that's very pretty. Okay, so. Uh-oh. We have a top that's kind of busted, it looks like. But it looks like it should pop back in. And also means that when I go to swatch, it's already pre-swatched, it looks like. Yes, pre-swatched on those tips, which is amazing. Love it. It means I will not need to use my swatch dots for those. So this is a stamping polish. Its name is Cherry Bomb. Okay. So apparently they changed their packaging system recently, and they left a note in that, and the packaging system definitely looks pretty good. There's another. This is actually one I'd seen advertised and really had me excited. This is a stamping polish. This one's called Moonstone, and this one is one that I've been wanting to try for a while. So it explains why some of these were not in boxes and some of them were. It looks like essentially what that was, is that they were explaining that they have new packaging designs. So this one is a stamping polish as well. I chose a few different colors of stamping polishes and gel polishes. This one looks a lot like Mirror Mirror, so we'll see how this goes. And then we have our gel polishes. God, that green is really pretty. So I guess what I'll do is I will test the gel polishes out on some tips, since they already have a pre-swatched top that I did not know about. So I won't need my swatch dots, but I will need swatch sticks. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will start with that, and then we will look at the plates. So let's go ahead and get into the swatching. So I'm just going to grab this. 1, 2, 3, there's 6 total. So we'll do. Just don't mind me. This is me playing with stuff earlier last week. Don't really matter overly much, but I like the smaller ones for the smaller tips, and I don't want anything super big tip-wise while trying out these polishes. Okay, so there is, there they are. That'll do. Okay, 5 more. Perfect. So of those of you wondering what to do with the tips that don't fit you and you only do your own nails, they are great for stuff like this where you're practicing or testing a new product. This is something I do often. Is I'll use sizes that don't fit me or the people that I know that I do occasionally do the nails of in tips instead of freehand sculpt. So I'll take the tips that do not fit us and use those for practice or testing colors if they are like this where they already have a swatch. It'll allow me to test them and see how they feel going on the nail, things like that, consistency. So it's great to use for those things if you're trying to practice a technique or look at a specific color or test, in this case, a stamping plate and see how well it stamps, that kind of thing. So they're great for that. You don't necessarily need to buy a set of swatch sticks to test them. Just use leftover tips. And I have an idea of a video for people who are on a budget or just starting, and especially if they're just starting on a budget, on places you can go to get products that are easy to, or places to shop in generality to get good products and things like that that are reliable. If you guys are interested in a video like this, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, because you know, ultimately it's what you guys would like to see. But that was an idea I had because I know I get a lot of beginners on my channel as well as advanced nail artists and nail enthusiasts. So if this is something you are ultimately interested in having to see how I get stuff inexpensively that's of decent quality. Now obviously, looking at this spread, this was not inexpensive. This was your typical middle range, leaning towards higher range in price tags. So of what the product costs. But as far as the more affordable stuff, like where I started out and still frequently use to obtain product, I can tell you guys exactly how I do it and what ones are worth grabbing, what ones not, if that's what you guys would like to see. So let's go ahead and move on. This is supposed to be not just a gel color, but kind of like a gel special effect topper at the same time. I'll probably do it by itself though for the test purposes. So all of these are magnetics, and as a lot of you know, I've really been enjoying playing with magnetics lately. So Oh, let's see if I can get it open. It was on there good, which means less likely for a leak. Okay, consistency's not bad. Something tells me this may be a little runnier normally because my room is kind of cold. We'll see. Ooh, that does apply very smoothly, despite being a slightly thinner consistency than what I would typically use. Go ahead and do 2 coats. It's typically what you would want. Okay. Excuse me. We're in that rough time of year where the weather likes to go back and forth between hot and cold, like non-stop. So this is another really pretty red. I think this one's candy apple and the other one was, no, this one's candy apple, the one that I just did. So this one is, I believe, okay, it's Forbidden is the name of this one. I'll show you the bottom one. I have the cap actually twisted on so we don't have a mess. Okay, let's do a swap of roozies here. Put that one in and cure that one. So this one is candy apple. I may have to glue that on. Something tells me I won't have to glue that on, because that's the one I think that was I want to stay in the first place. So this is candy apple red. Let's see about enhancing pigments here. See what this looks like. I was kind of hoping that these would come in a little sooner. It's really pretty, so I could have them available for Valentine's Day, but they did not arrive until the day of. I believe they did not arrive until the day of Valentine's Day. So, and they weren't even slated to come in for another day, according to USPS. So this one is Forbidden. I'm still not able to get it the first try every time. Candy apple was a fluke, essentially. I'm getting it right away. That is really pretty though. I will say that. It is very pretty. There we go. That's more like it. That's what we're looking for. And you can see the difference in the color. Alright, let's start up our next color. So the one in lamp is Forbidden. So let's go in with Chameleon Cat's Eye is what this one is called. So this one's supposed to be multifaceted in color and not linear in color for its pigments. So this has a shift in color. And it appears it has a more black colored base. So, cool. Go ahead and cure that. And then we will get its second coat started after that's done. So this one is called Medusa. This one's called Eos, E-O-S. This one's Medusa. It's a Chameleon Cat's Eye polish. Ooh, I love this green. That is absolutely stunning. Okay, and like the previous one, it has a black base. That does not surprise me that it has a black base with these kind of color pigmentations. Anything that has like a multi-chrome chameleon in the name kind of thing, it has a multifaceted color pigment, and those do best over black. So a black jelly base like this makes perfect sense. This is very pretty. And it does have a hint of color shift here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera or not. It goes between like a greenish color and a brownish color. It doesn't seem to be showing too well on camera. Its color shift, but it does seem to show it a little bit. So put that there and cure that. Let's take a look at this green. So this is Medusa. Oh wow. that is a stunning shade of green. For anybody who knows me, I'm not super big on greens or anything like that. Like, greens are definitely not my main forte. But I do like green, and this shifts between like a blue green and a green. It's hard to see on camera though, unfortunately. Go ahead and cure that one. So this is EOS, or EOS, however it's supposed to be called, and that is this one. It goes between like a green and like a gold brown. It's not showing on camera the angle that turns green, unfortunately. That one is almost done. This one is Athena. It's also a chameleon cat's eye, and not just a basic cat's eye like the Candy Apple Red and Forbidden. And this one, I anticipate having a black jelly base, like the previous two. Correct. Black jelly base. Okay, and there is Medusa. This is Medusa. And then we were going to take icing on the cake. That's this lovely sheer flaky, essentially it's like a topper, but it's not, it's a polish, but it's also used as a topper. And get a good active look at this beauty. All right. We have 16 seconds on the lamp. Okay, so what is this? Oh, cool. So much like Maniology, they have a instruction card slash booklet. Maniology does a booklet. This one has a card that has how to stamp, tips within that, gel extension tips, and nail art powders. Not every company will give you something like that, that also even gives you a code for videos, things like that. My itemized list of stuff. Put that up to the side. I'm going to make sure that everything is there. Okay, let's pop this one back in, pop this one in the lamp, put this one back here for its second coat. These bottles do seem to be well filled. In fact, I'm struggling with bubbles at the top because when you pull the brush out, it kind of clogs the neck of the bottle because it's that full. Anybody who's ever had a polished bottle that's that full before knows what I'm talking about. And I can assure you that they are not skimping you on their bottles because they're very full. Okay. wonderfully. Now, here's something funny. Okay, on my camera screen, this looks pink. Okay, in person, now it does shift to pink. I think what's going on is you guys are getting the color shift and not the actual color, because this looks like a greenish copper until I tilt it and then it gets the pink hue. But on camera, it only wants to give that pinky hue. So I think I figured out what's going on here. It doesn't want to pick up the color shift. It only wants to pick up that one color, and I think that's my lighting. And I apologize, guys. I'll have to play with that and see if that's the issue here. Oh yeah, this has very vibes all over it. I love it. Let's see if you guys can see this. I might have to zoom in. So icing on the cake. Like I said, this is more of a topper than a regular polish, but it can be used for both. And this is really, really pretty, okay? I'm getting fairy vibes all over on this one. Okay, put my wand back, it's no longer needed. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so now that we are done swatching the gels, we can go in and swatch the stamping polishes. And then we will get into the plates and testing those and testing them with both their brand of stamping polish and the few other brands that I already own. All right, we'll grab my plates that I use to stamp my swatch sticks. Two books that I don't have specifically like marked for what's inside. It's kind of a general catch-all, and I have trouble remembering which one of the two has the plate I was seeking. Excuse me, Leia, my sweet girl. Okay, let's grab our mat. Okay. There it is. Balls and there it is. All right, so let's get prepped here. Scraper. Stamper. Here's my ice cube stamper. All right, let's grab our Sharpie so we can mark the name. This is Uber Chic's Cherry Bomb. Now it's important that I write that this is from Uber Chic because Maniology also has a stamping polish named Cherry Bomb. Okay, this one's Moonstone. This one is called Mahogany. H-O-G. Spelling is not my strong suit. Sometimes I have to double check and make sure. Okay, this one's called Black Pearl. And I do want to compare that one to Mirror from Maniology because that does look remarkably inside the bottle like Mirror. And I think that's part of why I bought it, because I wanted to compare it to it. I don't remember because I bought this a while ago. It took a couple weeks to get here, at least 2-3 weeks. So it took a little while. But I get standard shipping unless there's like a free expedited shipping. I always get standard shipping, and I typically try to shoot for free shipping if I can. I don't know if this one had like an attachment for free shipping or not. I think I had to pay for shipping for this. I could be wrong. Some companies do not offer a form of free shipping if you purchase a certain amount or something like that. Not all companies do. Mundo de Unos was one that has a flat rate shipping. So like when I ordered for them, I wanted to make sure I had a very specific amount that I put forward of product purchased in order to make it worth the amount being shipped. When I do lower dollar purchase on stuff, I generally try to stick with a company that is going to do free shipping. So I'm going to start with Black Pearl here. So far, that's a very smooth polish. It is definitely giving me Mirror vibes. Oh yeah, definitely. I will definitely need to compare this to Mirror. See if I can spot any differences. And this bottle is comparatively roughly the same type of size, just different shape as Mirror. This Maniology. So the price of it was also roughly the same as Maniology's. Yeah, that looks remarkably like Mirror. Maybe a hair different, but yeah. As smooth as that painted on, I definitely would say this is A+. At least this particular polish, Black Pearl stamping polish from Uber Chic, definitely would say that's an A+. It went on smoothly, covered well on both white and black. And the one coat that I did do on the solid spot that I do for swatching went on beautifully. Now, had I not accidentally flipped the dang thing, it wouldn't have that little spot there. but one coat, and it's as thin as I can go, one coat. It doesn't feel super gloopy, doesn't feel uneven, doesn't feel like too thick. It went on smooth. Yeah, no, that was very nice. I need to get a paper towel, start placing the swatches on. My lamp, I'm running out of space. Excuse me. So there's that one. So let's go ahead and go in with Mahogany. Let's see how that one goes. So far, I am quite happy with the polishes that I have interacted with so far. The gels are quite beautiful. They went on smoothly. They didn't seem too thick. They didn't seem too thin. The pigments moved very nicely. Sometimes I will have struggles with pigments on magnetics, and would have to have like a slight, I wouldn't do as well with the weaker powered magnets, that kind of thing. So definitely really like those. And the color shift seems just fine. Maybe not as pronounced as I would like, but definitely just fine. It's your average run-of-the-mill chameleon in that form. Ooh, that's beautiful. Yes, that is a beautiful coppery orangey red, and wow. Shows well over both. Let's see how she paints by herself. Oh, that was smooth as butter. One swipe was smooth as butter. Okay. Yep. That's beautiful. Wow. Okay, so this is Mahogany. It's stamped beautifully and it painted beautifully. Passes all the checkbox there. It is not sheer in any way. It's as solid as it seems it should be. Now, I'm going to skip ahead and do Cherry Bomb because Moonstone is supposed to be a special effect, so that will have different expectations. It's not a metallic like the others, and those are different types of metallics as well. Now this one is a special, Moonstone is a special effect, so I want to see how Cherry Bomb does before I move on to the special effect. Now this is also a metallic. Let's see how this shows. Picked up beautifully. Definitely not stubborn. It allowed me to clean my scraper without drying up too much to pick up. So it definitely gives you a little bit of wiggle room, much like the Maniology ones and any other decent stamping polish would. Okay, so this one's a little bit harder to paint. Nicely. It's not as smooth on the painting. takes a little bit more effort to get a smooth out compared to the other two. And it's a little bit more sheer in comparison, so this one has an A, not an A+, but the others are definitely A+. Mahogany and Black Pearl are definitely A+. I'd say I give this one an A. Still very good, but reds are particular. Let's be honest, reds are particular. So are yellows. So I can't faulty it too much on that one, but as far as stamping polishes go, there are plenty of good quality reds out there. So I do, you know, hold them to a good standard still. As far as reds go, that's a pretty good one. So I'm okay with that one for sure. That one's a very pretty color. So time for the one that's very different from Maniologies and any of the Born Pretties that I have encountered. And I don't have much from Clear Jelly Stamper, so once again also haven't encountered from them either. This is Moonstone, and it is a special effect one. It has chunkier glitters, so this one I have a lot of things that I want to take into account. Does it scratch my plate? How well it applies? How well it picks up? And yeah, this is very gritty. I expected it to be. Picked up beautifully. Okay, this is a very interesting color. You get all the glitter pigments very easily. They're big, but you also have the color shift of the base. Very interesting. Let's see how it does over white. As far as a polish of this type, this did very well. So for instance, when it comes to ones with this kind of holographic chunkier glitters in them, quite often the glitters don't always want to pick up with it. This did very much so. And my best example is anybody who's ever used Celestial from Maniology would understand what I am saying. Celestial does not always like to pick up all of the glitters. It's a much smaller amount of glitter it will pick up out of the polish. Not that it's a bad polish, it's still very pretty and I love the effect it has, but it doesn't pick up like this. So this is the first one I've ever seen like this, where the, let's see if I can show you guys, where the actual holographic glitters actually came out very nicely within it and picked it up. Look at that. You can see all of those glitter chunks. And with Celestial, it's about half that amount that'll actually pick up, but is just as, looks just the same in the bottle as what Moonstone does as far as like the amount of glitter that's in it. So this is looking very good. This is very promising because polishes like this for stamping are hard to find that even pick up the glitters. So far I am quite happy with the quality of the products. That is one of the things with polishes like this that I look for. Okay, so this would need a glitter topper if you were to wear it as the base. Because I can tell you right now, as I am painting this, this is so gritty. Okay, it has got a high amount of glitter pigments, and that is what causes the grittiness. And anybody who has used brick or I believe Raisin, what's the name? Oh, here's a good example. This is Hex, and you see it has got holographic pigments, and if I was to zoom in, let me show you the in comparison. Look how few is in that of the actual glitters compared to, see the difference? Yeah. Big difference. Big difference. This is the first one I've ever seen that did that well. That's impressive, guys. That's very impressive for me. That's not normal in all the other brands I've tried, and I've tried several. Some I don't own anymore. I've ran out and I've not replaced, but like that is impressive. Telling me that yes, they are of quality. That was the biggest test right there, was that one. Okay. Where is Raisin in here? There it is. Okay. So here's Raisin. And as you can see, it's also really heavy in the glitters. And this one, you can see the glitters pretty well. But these are ultra fine versus these, which are not ultra fine, and that's the difference. This is very gritty when you use this, okay? Brick is the same way. You will get that same sound when you scrape because it's heavy in those glitters. When Maniology does glitter polishes of like this, they don't use the chunkier ones typically. They use the ultra fine, and so they pick up better that way. The few that they have that have a slightly chunkier one like this, like Celestial, they don't pick up as well for the glitters. Like it'll transfer, it'll pick up the image just fine, but like the glitters themselves that's in there, it doesn't pick up as well. It's more sparse. So kudos to Uber Chic. If that's the kind of look you're going for, they've got it. And I'm not bashing Maniology here. I do love Maniology stuff. I do love their polishes. There's just certain ones that I feel like are not as good of an execution as maybe they could have had. And if that's the effect that they wanted, then cool. But that's personal preference. All right, so now that we have done our swatch sticks, we can set these aside for a second and do some of the plates. We can go over them and test those out. So we have this lovely plate that's designed for Mother's Day and moms. If I can get the dang, there we go. Anything to open. And it would appear that it comes with, it sure does, it comes with a clear sleeve and a punch hole to put it on a ring. Haha! You can put it on a ring. That is great. So I love companies that do this, by the way. It's one of my favorite things from Clear Jelly Stamper. And we'll go ahead and get a look at this. If I can, I may have to start getting my tweezers out. Ooh, it's a double layer. That's why I was having a hard time. Should I make a wish, guys? So this is Uber Chic's Mini Mother's Day. You can see down in the corner. And it has all sorts of nice little images here, like a Mother's Day heart. It says Happy Mother's Day. Mom and Ain't Easy, ain't that the truth? This is my mom's a superhero. Best mom. I make mom and look good. Like nice little affirmation phrases in here and that are perfect for Mother's Day. And of course that one's most definitely me, and I will probably be doing something with that come Mother's Day this year. I love that they got little heart strips and stuff like that to kind of add to it. Yeah, that's very nice. And on to the next one. All right. Most of the plates that I ordered were the size of clear jelly stamper plates. They were the bigger ones. I did order a couple of the smaller ones, like this one right here, which is also a, this one's called Mom Mode. It's also a mother-based plate, and I didn't really have anything for motherhood, and I really like these. So this is very nice. We have a pregnant woman image outline. We have, this one reminds me of Vanderbilt's Children's Hospital. And we've got a bear head for Mama Bear, because I said so. I'm not too fond of this one. This phrase kind of irritates me. But all the other ones, like don't mess with my cubs, stuff like that, definitely. Chaos coordinator. Okay, that is definitely my title anymore. Oh, that is definitely Dead Tired. That was the one that kind of caught my attention to get this in the first place. Tired Moms Club, definitely. Just mom it. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice ones on here. Because I said so, though, that one kind of irritates me a little. I always give my children the reason as to why I am asking something of them, or why I'm telling them to do something or not do something. It's never because I said so. The only way I find myself saying anything of because I said so is because I had already explained it 5 times. And that's not good enough, and they were literally at a point where that's the only thing that's going to catch their attention. And that's the only time that happens is when they're overly tired. Okay, so this one comes with a nice little clear layer over as well. Nice. Okay. So I'm not going to stick these on a ring, but I do, when I have these, I do put them in the same slot on the sleeve in the books that I store them in. That's why I did the clear jelly stamper ones, because they didn't even have a ring hole, so let's be honest. Okay, I've seen plenty of people buying this one, and understandably, I really like it. Dang, this one has at least 2 layers, possibly 3. Okay, Uber Chic, did we really need that many layers of film? Yeah, I think that's 3. I think that's a first. I do believe that's a first. Okay, so as you can see, there's all sorts of cool images on this. This one I love for the pumpkin, guys. Okay, I love this. And the various types of pumpkin images you can do with it. Now, I did do I also love acorns. The acorns are great. I did do a Manny using a different technique to get the same effect, but this is essentially the cheater's guide for this, and I love it. And then we've got sweater patterns, we have a plain pumpkin, we have coffee, mushrooms. I love this little layered mushroom image, not even gonna lie. And I love these little kitties. Okay, these guys are so dang adorable. Like, absolutely adorable. This sunflower is beautiful too. There's some really cool imagery here for fall, and I love this little maple leaf. There's a little layered owl. So this is definitely a nice one as well. Once we have covered all of the different types of plates, we will go ahead and test a couple of them. So this one is butterflies. And even though I already have lots of different butterfly plates, I don't have anything quite like this. And I love that it has the bigger wing images. I don't have a whole lot of ones with bigger wing images. So I do love that as well. And it gives me the order of the layered. Oh yes, that makes a difference. Okay, so I had some trouble with my CADS one because I oopsed on how I layered it. And because of that, it didn't come out quite right. It didn't look bad, but it didn't come out quite right. And it had no major instructions. I just kind of had to figure it out. So, I love that this one has an actual arrow pointing to tell you, hey, this goes with this. This is the order. And what's even better is like this one will tell you white, orange, then black for a monarch. So it literally gives you, that's where I messed up. Okay, so my CADS plate has this same kind of layout, essentially. I mixed up where each color had to go. So that is important, of course. This has some great different types of butterfly layered images too. I love this because not all butterflies come in the same shape. This is absolutely beautiful, and it even has lovely outline. Hopefully these pick up well. That is my biggest hope at this point because, well, these are all really cool. Okay, so this one does not have the plastic backard, okay? So this must be one of their older fashioned ones before they added plastic backards. This one is for those who like are in nursing or just like medical. I like having this stuff. You could do some really cool stuff with it. And like when COVID hit, I would have had a lot of fun with something like this, but unfortunately, I didn't have any plates like this. I may have to see if I can get some backards for it though, because even though this isn't like super sharp, it does have a little bit of sharpness, and I like having the plastic backards for safety purposes, if at all possible. Yeah, that's, I kind of wish I had that, but it's all right. It does have a nice sealed back to help soften those edges, like I said. It looks like they put a type of thick sticker. But this is really cool. Like we have spines, we have skeletal pieces, hospital signs, different sciencey type stuff. There's platelets, a casted arm, anatomical heart, stomach, ambulance, hospital, x-ray, like the works. I love this. This is perfect for nurses, doctors, and people like me who are just kind of kooky and like to do all sorts of weird stuff. I guess you could say. All right, so that one did not come with a plastic sleeve. Like I said, I think that's an older one, and the way to explain that, this also is the same style of plate, no plastic backard, and just a little protective layer on the back, and no clear overlay sheet with the images. So this one I really like because I'm a cat lover, and especially big cats, and this is lions and tigers and leopards and cheetahs and stuff like that. So it sounds like my kids may be home. Oh boy. So yes, this is, yep. So yeah, we are hitting that point where things might get a little loud. I apologize. This one also has a clear sleeve. And these clear sleeves are pretty awesome. Yes, you may, Kyle.
Come on.
Baby. So this has all sorts of damask type images and a butterfly thrown in there. So this must be a newer one, and I really love these damask images. These are great for more elegant manis. And the fact that I can go over my own, granted I have my own form of swirls on at the moment, but to say that I could go over the color and with the image and determine if it's what I'm looking for makes a difference. Okay. We have a swirls and slight addition of florals in here. This has some roses with some swirls. Also has the clear template top. So go ahead and get this plastic off. Almost every single one of them has had multiple layers of plastic. This is another double layered. So they are well protected in shipment. There we go. Oh, and there's even a little crown. Look at that. It's a little crown at the bottom. We got some elvish type where you get some leaves. Very nice. The fleur-de-lis. There's a little bit of that in there. Very nice. Okay. So this one is an awareness plate for types of cancer, autism, and things like that. So any of you who have been with me from the beginning or close to the beginning know that I have 2 special needs children, and one of which is autistic. And so I do try to find some stuff in support of him. And cancer also runs heavy in my husband's family. So I want to have images that are supportive of those things. So being able to have that is big, as well as the fact that we have 3 angel babies. So pregnancy and infant loss awareness is also something that I put out there every year, every October, for Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. It shares the same month as breast cancer and does not get nearly as much attention as breast cancer typically does. And so I generally support that. Okay, so this is a Christmas plate that I liked for a lot of reasons. I love the candy canes and stuff like the cookies and the snow, but my biggest thing was these trees right here. Okay, being able to do a evergreen with snow on it and a layered stamp is something I've wanted for a long time. So I am excited to finally have that, and I like these snowflakes. I didn't really need more snowflakes. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really need more snowflakes. I have lots of different snowflake plates, but there was lots of other images on here that I really like. Dang, I cannot get this to peel to save my life. I have to plug this in soon. I'm trying not to scratch my plate, but I'm at the same time get my freaking film off of this. There we go. We got her started. There. That's better. Okay. And who doesn't like pine cones? I love the pine cone image. It's another one that really made me fall in love with this plate, was the pine cones, the trees, the singing cat. I like that little Christmas tree outline. Little snowman's adorable. Like, just so many different things here. All right, we have a Halloween plate. So I don't have a whole lot of zombie plates, and it was time to start investing in some. So this is a zombie themed plate. That I decided to get to kind of help with that. And this one also has a clear template, which is nice. This one has the plastic backard, which is also nice. I'm gonna have to get the tweezers out of that again. There we go. There we go. We got that one peeled. So this one's awesome. It's got all sorts of different types of zombie images. We have zombie heads, zombie hands, different shadow silhouettes, and much, much more. We have brains, zombie arms, little phrases involving zombies. I don't know what the look at the flowers part's for, but things like that. It's very nice. Definitely a good addition to the collection. Come Halloween, that one's going to be fun to play with. So, I didn't get another coffee plate, guys. Don't worry. I did, however, get a wine plate. I really like this one for a lot of reasons, okay? This is a wine and beer one primarily. It does have a little bit of coffee listed in it too. But the reason I wanted this was not for the coffee images, though they're nice. It was for the wine images and the beer images in here, because I didn't have a whole lot like that. And I love the grapes on the vine. I love the wine glasses and the wine on it. It's just something about it. I don't know. Something about it. And it's very different from what I already have. Okay, so we have the clear templates. And look, guys, this is so awesome. Like, they have layered for wine glasses. They have wine bottles, champagne glasses, beer mugs that are layered. Look at these grapes. Like, they are so pretty. And then that's hops, I believe, there. We got cocktails down here. And then we got coffee and tea, and there's so many different things here, guys. So many different things. But I do really like it. And onto the Fairy Tales plates. This is Fairy Tales number 2. I believe I got both. Fairy Tales 1 and 2. And we have all sorts of stuff here. We have a corset, a fairy on a mushroom, a phoenix, frogs, fleur-de-lis, crowns, phrases that are typical of a lot of fairy tales, dragon. Oh, this one even says Queen of Hearts. If the slipper fits. Some cute rudimentary outlines of like princesses and stuff like that. I love this little fairy down at the bottom. This poison apple is awesome. That tree's pretty cool. We have like dragon scales, some mushrooms to kind of go in with the fairies. All in all, just a nice little, oh, there's a cameo. All in all, it's a nice little plethora of your basic fairy tale type of images. And I'm going to have to get the tweezers for this one. I can already see it. Due to the battery life getting low, I don't, after we're done going through all these plates, I don't think I'm going to do much more past that. We will test how well they pick up and with the different types of polishes, but it'll probably just be one singular plate or 2 plates at most, so we don't have the battery die on this. And that's very nice. Little prince frogs. Little lion. I do like that poison apple though. That's gonna be nice. And Fairy Tale, this one's Fairy Tale 1, the other one's Fairy Tale 2. I liked this one more than the other one, but I liked them both. So this one has like angel wings even. There's a unicorn, Cinderella type image, multiple Cinderella type images. We have wolves, dragons, a prince and princess dancing, armor, Pegasus, fairies, far, far away, once upon a time. Like, yeah, they've got the whole works here, guys. Who is the fairest of them all? It's nice. Fur. It's like a fur image here. It looks kind of like a mirror. Leaves, swirls, a castle. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to have to take the film off to see it. And this is the final plate. I always try to get a good variety. So let's see if you guys can see this castle. So as you can see, we have a castle right in here, some trees and a path going up. So that is all the different types of plates I got. Let's pick one to try. One of the smaller ones, I think. Let's go with this one. fine lines. Fine lines are always problematic. So let's start with one that has fine lines. So I think I'm going to try this Dead Tired with the mom, skeletal mom. First, I'm going to try it with Black Pearl. See how this picks up. Okay. It picked up okay. Let's get my sticky stamp section. I think this requires a little bit more than the average here. I'm going to try this again. And then I'm going to try it with some other polishes for testing purposes. Okay. The words didn't do bad. The image there did okay, but it did not pick up the entire image that I wanted. So I'm going to try it with a non-metallic because it is a fine line that's not wanting to pick up. And my guess is it's because it's metallic and this house is cold right now. We'll try Mirror Mirror. And I'm going to try Straight Up Black. Because those are good examples to work with. So Mirror Mirror looks like the polish I'm using. And it's a different brand. Straight Up Black is a cream. It will help determine if it's one of those images that doesn't like metallics. Make sure it's mixed. Because I haven't used Mirror Mirror in a while. Because that would affect it. Okay, Mirror Mirror picked up just fine. So if I had to guess, I would say it's the thickness of that polish. It's a little thicker than Mirror Mirror, so I would likely need to add thinner. Okay, so these do look different. Mirror Mirror is darker. And time to plug in. Give me just a second, guys. So Mirror Mirror is just a little bit darker. All right, we've got her plugged in. Sorry. Let's zoom in here. Okay, so as you can see, Mirror Mirror is a little darker than Black Pearl. They do have the same type of metallic effect. And now, I accidentally didn't press down all the way, so that part's missing. In fact, I think that's the part that's might be missing. But this is, I think this would just need a little bit thinner, and it would work just fine in these images. I think what it is just a little too thick. And maybe if it was a little warmer, it probably would not be as thick. Generally, polishes tend to behave that way, especially gel polishes, but that's not excluded from other types. Okay, so it picked up fine. So let's look at Straight Up Black. That one's my own oops on the wording for Dead Tired. That one was my oops. But, because I didn't apply enough polish, it did pick up the entire image. You could tell where I didn't apply enough polish because it didn't fill it in completely. But yes, it did pick up the entire image. So, let's try that same image with the other 3 stamping polishes I got from them. Let's see how that goes. Does not seem to like the jawline on that. And that one was a little thinner. Let's try the other 2. I already am anticipating Moonstone not working well on that particular image because of the type of polishes. Not all stamping polishes are going to play nicely with every image. Okay, that one picked up just fine. I had 0 issues with that one. So Mahogany did better than Cherry Bomb. And let's try Moonstone. This is the true test because this one I don't foresee going over well on this kind of image. But we'll see. Oh wow. It picked the whole damn thing up pretty much. Never mind. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see on the sheet, but it picked up, and it picked up pretty much the entire image. So, I think what my problem is with these 2, and this one picked up fine. I think my problem with these 2 is they're too cold, and when I touch the bottles, they are colder than my skin. So, and my skin's kind of cold. I run cold-blooded. So I think what the issue is with these is they are too cold and they're too thick. Imagine a little bit of thinner and a little bit warmer. They would probably work better. But all in all, they're not doing too bad. These type of images, like I said, are finicky on most plates. And they're even more finicky outside of cream colors. That's why the one that did the absolute best was Straight Up Black. Straight Up Black did the best because it is a cream, not a metallic or a special effect. I don't believe this plate seems to be well etched. I'm going to test a couple more images. I know now that my mirror is slightly different from Black Pearl, which makes me happy. Here's another fine image. We're going to use Straight Up Black. And sure enough, that picked up pretty dang well. So that works just fine. Let's try some of the other complicated images here that would typically be hard to pick up in a way that you can see it. And yeah, picked up beautifully. Okay. Let's see. Words are always an issue. Let's try Tired Moms Club. I think if it was just a little warmer on the polish, that would have picked up perfectly. Because I know this polish well, and I know that the temperature it's at is not optimal. But even with it not at an optimal temperature, this is picking up well. I imagine if I had the optimal temperature right now, this would be a totally different story. So here's my next test. I'm going to try a different shaped stamper and see if my outcome changes with these colors. Pull mirror back out so we can test that one too. Make sure my plate is clean. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a different sticky sheet so I can do a side by side. Okay, I don't know what my kid's listening to, but he's listening to something. Okay, so I'm going to start with black pearl. And I'm going to take the monocle. It picked up better with the monocle. You have some of the outline of the jaw that you didn't have before. So yes, I think if it was warmed up and I used a different stamper, I would have been just fine. Oh, that picked up beautifully. Okay. That was like a perfect pickup. It's even better than the pickup I had with the cube. And that was the most beautiful pickup of all of them so far. All right. Okay. So, why did I put straight up black away like an idiot? Okay, then I use cherry bomb, mahogany, and then moonstone. So we're going to try cherry bomb. Make sure I have a thorough test of this. Much better. Cherry bomb picked up much nicer, changing the stamper. All in all, these are picking up nicer since changing the stamper. Mahogany, which did not react too bad to everything. I gotta get used to these bottles. I'm not used to stamping polishes in bottles like those. That picked up perfectly. Beautiful, stunning, most definitely loving mahogany. That thing's been consistent the whole dang time. And for metallic, kudos. Alright, and then see how she reacts. Hello, Moonstone. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's like A++ for this polish to behave as well as it does. Oh, I'm in love with Moonstone, guys. Oh, the right image with that color. That's going to be phenomenal. Okay, we're going to try out the Pregnant Woman outline. The different stamper. That one picked up even better than before, so let's do the Mama Bear, which picked up very well before. Picked up even more details than before. And Tired Mom Club. Yep, Tired Moms Club picked up better. So changing the stamper, of course, is another thing that you would have to do based off of the types of images and how well they pick up. But all in all, like, this passed all of the tests. In some areas better than others. I don't really have time to get into how I would grade this. But all in all, the fine lines pick up with non-ideal conditions even. So the fact that these are picking up in not the most ideal conditions is a good sign. And if I was in the more optimal ideal conditions, then obviously this would be doing much better. It did very well in non-ideal conditions, and it makes me glad that today is as cold as it is, and that my house is kind of chilly, especially in my main room. So this room is as far from the heating and air unit as you can get. And it's the only place that I had space to set up nail stuff. So it does get colder than the rest of the house in the winter, and it gets hotter than the rest of the house in the summer. So this room is not conductive of the most ideal conditions. And because of that, it actually makes it so where I've had to adapt. And I have a better idea of the quality of the products I'm using as well based off of this factor. How well does it do with temperatures? Because not all products like to work well in extreme temperatures. So here we have side by side with two different stampers. Let's go ahead and kind of attach them and go over our sheet. So we have the very first pickup, as you can see, missed the jawline. Second pickup, different stamper, same temperature, more jawline. And this can be said for each and every one of them. And look, you have even more of the image here. Moonstone is so phenomenal. And this one has more detail than the previous one, but they both picked up well. This one's a lot harder to see. This one came out much clearer. And all I did was change the stamper, guys. That's all I did. Same polishes, same plate, change the stamper. So sometimes that's all it takes. All in all, I'd say the lowest we have here is really an A minus. Our showstopper of the day, though, right here. I have never seen a special effect polish that had this big of glitters and picked up that well. This is a really good polish. I highly recommend that one. Wow. No wonder this is the one that they use a lot on Facebook for showcasing their stamping polishes. This right here is this is A++. Like, this is superior quality for special effects. These are metallics and they are of good quality. I would say mahogany, A+, black pearl, and cherry bomb, I would say they get an A. They're not super hard to work with as far as metallics go. Metallics are typically quite difficult, and these work well considering that they are metallics. They behave nicer than most metallics. So I would say an A minus maybe. I'd say cherry bomb's about an A minus. Black pearl about an A. They're still really good though. If I had to grade these, I have seen far worse. They did not stain my stamper, and they picked up well. Their consistency's good. I will see how they do when they warm up. That's the biggest thing, is when it gets a little bit warmer in that nice ideal temperature, I want to see how they behave. But we're not in an ideal temperature, so it was good for testing to see how well they behaved outside of ideal settings. If I was the ideal temperature, I would probably put something like a fan nearby and test how it does with that, because that's another factor that people don't typically consider that can affect their pickup. But that's it, guys. I don't have anything else for you at this moment. Like I said, we got a nice haul, so expect some designs that are good for like Mother's Day, spring, and stuff like that. That's coming up, because I got a nice good haul here for you guys to see new designs with, and try a new brand's polishes, stamping, and gel. I think the next brand, whenever I can actually get another decent haul like this, will be Moira. It's another one that I would like to try, and when I go to try Moira, I will also be including their gel stamping polishes, not just basic stamping polishes, and not just regular gel polishes. Actual gel stamping polishes is something that I will be getting as well as their plates, to try and see if the quality is as good as what everybody says. This definitely holds up to what everybody has been saying about Uber Chic. They have definitely got some good quality plates. They have good quality stamping polishes, and their gel polishes definitely seem to be of good quality. So I would definitely say that they get at least an A for average on this all around. There was just minor things that if I could change it, I would. Like, for instance, the lack of backings and just the sticker on some of them. It's kind of like that's a personal thing. That's a personal preference. I don't like risking cutting up my hands, even though this is softer than like the ones I would get from Amazon or anything like that, it still has a little bit of a sharp edge. So if I was to move quickly pulling this out of a sleeve, I would risk slicing myself. That's just, like I said, it's a personal preference thing. Like, I prefer, most of the higher end brands almost always have this plastic backer to protect you. So that's what makes me think that maybe that's an older generation plate and they just don't have the backwards on them in their older generation. Backwards weren't something that was really all that common back when I first started stamping roughly 10 years ago. So we're talking somewhere around 8 to 10 years ago is when I had started stamping, and they weren't super common back then. They're far more common now than what they were then. And if memory serves me right, this is a brand that's that old. It's been around that long. So if they're still selling plates from back in their original days and they didn't have backwards back then, that would explain why this doesn't have it. I don't know why they wouldn't have just changed the design since they already have backwards of that size and just add the backwards. I don't know. But that's kind of why I'm a little disappointed in that. But aside from that, like, there's lots of benefits. Like you guys saw, they add in for free on their newer ones the clear template sheets, the plastic template sheets. So I'm overall pleased with this purchase. I am not disappointed. I was very concerned whenever I make a big purchase from a company that I've never experienced personally, and then I'm going by word of mouth on, I'm always nervous. But I'm happy with this one. I do feel like it was a worthwhile purchase, that the prices that they're asking are reasonable. So definitely worth giving a try. If you're thinking about trying this brand, I would say definitely go for it. It does seem worth the price that they are asking. And I will likely be ordering from them again, much like I have with Clear Jelly Stamper, another brand that I definitely do like. Now, I shy away from their stamping polishes. I feel like their stamping polishes are a bit overpriced, but I do like their plates as far as Clear Jelly Stamper goes. So, that's all, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me trying a brand I have been wanting to try for close to a decade now, at least 6 years. And I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you are wanting to try this yourself and you were a little concerned about the quality, like I said, this room is cold. I'd say this room's probably 67 in temperature, possibly colder. It's not super cold, but it's cold enough that it will definitely affect the quality of your pickup when you are stamping. So, please keep that in mind, is that the temperatures are not conducive for picking up, and it still picked up, and it picked up relatively well. So, that's an indicator of good quality in my book. So, I hope that you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at while you're watching this video. And until next time, guys, thank you all for watching. Bye.